When it comes to resealing the Mercedes 722.3 or 722.4 transmission, I believe the most challenging part of the job is dealing with these parts right here. This is the K1 and this is the K2. It houses some clutch packs and some other things in there that are very important. And you look at these, you're going through the rebuild process and you say, well, gee, I'm just going to open these up and change the clutches. And that's very easy. I mean, you just pull this ring out, and then if I turn it over, I can basically dump them all out. So then you just put the metal plate in, and you drop a new clutch in, and you just keep doing that. You can see the clutch is there. You get that done and you think, well, I'm ready to go. I can reinstall the K2 now. I don't have to do any more. No, that's not correct. And I cannot stress enough that you need to open this up and reseal it. There are actually 3 seals in here. I'm going to look at the K2 first. You can see there's a lip seal right here. The lip faces down, and there's a large O-ring there. If you look at the K1, you have a large lip seal here. See, the lip faces down, and you have another lip seal in here. Imagine what happens when these get hardened and they collapse. You start losing pressure inside the K1, inside the K2, and that's going to affect your shifts. But, and there's a big but, there's one more O-ring in these, and it's not easy to get to. It's at the bottom. It's under this plate. And guess what? The plate is riveted on. There's a number of people say, I don't want to deal with that. It's too much work. So what they do is they leave that bottom O-ring and they go ahead and put the new seals in, drop the clutch packs in, and put this back together and think, well, it's going to be okay. I just don't want to go to the work to get to that bottom O-ring. Yesterday, I pulled this plate off. I had to drill out the rivets. And guess what? I found an O-ring that's totally gone. This is totally flat right there. And it's as hard as a rock. Take a look at this. If you don't think you need to replace that bottom O-ring in your K1 or K2 drum, think again. Look at this one that I just pulled out. We have a break in the O-ring. And of course, it's as hard as cement. Let's take a close look at the bottom O-ring in this K1 drum. I've already drilled out the rivet heads. Let's pull it out. Well, there it is. It looks like most of the others I've seen. Totally flat. And I bet you it's pretty hard too. Let's see if we can get it out. Oh man. This is like cement, just like some of the others we've seen. Man, if you can't poke an O-ring, it's definitely shot. Well, look at that. You want to see something interesting? Okay, further evidence you need to become a believer. These bottom O-rings in both the K1 and the K2 drums must be replaced. I think the problem is from heat. You remember the brake band clamps down on these drums, and I'm sure it creates friction heat, which is then transferred to the bottom of the drum and right in to the base of that O-ring, and that's why I think all these O-rings harden and lose their seal over time. So a word to the wise, don't neglect these. So you put the transmission together, you go to all that work to replace every other seal and O-ring in the tranny, and you leave these because it's just a little bit too much work. So what I decided to do, since I was going to have to spend some time sourcing some of the things to do this job, why not just buy a bunch of stuff and make up a kit so people can get this from me if they want to truly reseal their K2 and their K1 here. Let me briefly just show you what you'll need to take this out, put the new O-ring in, and get this back in. You do not use rivets. This will be a quick overview of what's required, and that's probably fine for you curiosity seekers who want to know what's going on here. But for those of you actually doing the job, I'll do a longer, really detailed video on how to do all this, and it will be included with my kit. So the first thing you have to do is get the piston out. And there's no way, you got all these springs, there's no way you can push this down. I'm sure those of you who are clever, you can rig up, you can get a press and put something on there and push this down. You're going to have some sort of press that pushes this ring down far enough to get this clip out. And once you get the clip out, all those springs come out and the piston comes out, and you're ready to get to the bottom of that plate that's holding that big O-ring. So this is the plate. You see it just fits right down on the bottom, and you can see that some people actually grind it off. They grind the rivets off. You don't really need to use a grinder. You don't need to grind all this up. I know it's not going to really hurt the operation of the transmission. But what you can do is use a drill. This drill here is the right size to drill through the plate. Once you remove it, this will go through the plate so that you can actually get these screws in. But what you want to do is just carefully drill out the head. You have to drill right through the center. Now, if you're using my bit in my kit, don't go all the way through, or you're not going to be able to use the tap to get the right thread. You can see here I'm just working the drill back and forth and just nick the head off. You can see the head right here. The head of the rivet. Much cleaner than grinding. And then what you do is take a small punch. Don't hammer too hard. You don't want to damage this ring here. You just kind of tap these rivets out. And when this comes out, you can replace the O-ring, but you're going to have to put it back in. And you're not going to use rivets. You're going to use countersunk screws, which means you need to tap out these holes. And I provide the right tap in my kit. This is 5 millimeter. And you don't even need to drill these holes. They're just the right size. You come in and tap this to 5 millimeter. And you can see that the screws will go right in once you tap. And the next challenge is you need to countersink the ring. Now the problem here is that most countersinks that you can get either hand or drill operated, they're a little bit too big in diameter and they hit the side here. So what I've done is I've taken a drill bit and modified it. I have to grind it because the standard drill bit is too shallow. You can see the difference there. You get the standard drill bit, it's too shallow, it's not going to get deep enough, and when you're done countersinking these, then you can see that that can be flush with the plate. And you go ahead, put the new O-ring in, and you torque these down to a set torque, and you're done. Except these screws will be sticking out a little bit. You'll have to get a Dremel tool or a little cut-off tool and just cut these off flat. I include red thread locker. You want to red thread lock these before you install them. Once you have this installed, torque down with the new O-ring, then you go ahead and put everything back in. You have to use a press to press it down, get the circlip in. Then you can install your clutch packs and the final ring, and you're ready to put this into the transmission. Well, now you know why a lot of people don't do it. But I think if you have all the stuff you need, I know first time I did this, I spent about 2 hours running around trying to find the right drill bits, the right tap, the right size screws. You get all that, it's not really that bad. You can do one of these. You have to take this apart anyway to get those other 2 seals in. So it's just a matter of drilling this out. You may take an extra 20 minutes to do this, but when you're done, you'll have peace of mind and a transmission that won't leak pressure. I sincerely hope by now I've convinced you of the importance of completely resealing the K1 and the K2. You do not want this. That can cause pressure leaks. And I believe that most of these flaring and delayed shift problems that you will experience in these old transmissions are due to pressure loss, particularly in the K1, but also in the K2. Right now, I get to introduce these two new O-rings that I sourced made out of Viton. That's right, I'm going for high heat O-rings on these bottom sealing rings in both drums. What I found interesting, even in the kit we sell, this is a quality L-ring kit. I can't stress enough, avoid these cheap reseal kits that you find on Amazon and eBay coming out of China. I mean, look at all the work you're going to, and you've got seals and O-rings you don't even know the quality of. But what's interesting in the L-ring kit, they don't even include these two O-rings. So I think some of these kit manufacturers assume you're not even going to change this bottom O-ring. Look how important that's going to be. So these fit real well in the groove. I had them made to the correct size. You can see here is the K1 bottom plate. So it's September 2025. If I'm still producing this kit, there'll be a link in the description below this video, which will take you right to it on my website.